Hello everyone, nice to be back. Hope you are doing fantastic. This is Juan Castillo and welcome to the DNAVERSE podcast. As DNAVERSE is the world's first NFT collection individually customized with real DNA and built on a decentralized platform to add value and utility to our community. This podcast goal is to open up the space to decentralized science, bring the most interesting profiles and best profiles of professionals we find around. Today is not an exception. Our next guest is a medical doctor with 14 years of clinical, pharmacological and consulting career that took the entrepreneur path several years ago. So I would like to introduce you to Michael Kaldasch, the CEO and founder of Aimedis. Michael, welcome to the podcast. Great having you with us.
Thank you very much, Juan, for having me here. Hello to the audience. Hope everyone's doing well.
Fantastic. Michael, you are from Germany, correct?
Yeah, originally I'm from Germany, now living in the Netherlands.
Fantastic, beautiful country, right? Both of them. As I told you before, I'm living in Hamburg for the last 10, 12 years. Beautiful city, beautiful country. Something else for holidays, I would say. In the last 2 years, I'm doing summer around the north of Germany, Scandinavia. It's something else from being from Spain. It's a different contrast, but I'm enjoying so much being here, actually.
Yeah, Hamburg's a beautiful city. So one of the good choices in Germany, definitely.
One of the good choices, yeah, good. Spot on then. As a first question to you, or as an introduction question, I would like you to ask you maybe to tell us a bit more about your journey. How did you end up where you are today, specifically founding Aimedis, and maybe tell us about the company and what it's all about.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Okay, Aimedis. So as you said, I'm a medical doctor, been working in hospital for a very long time, so I have a lot of clinical experience and founded the company back in 2017 with my partner, Ben. He's also a doctor, has basically a very similar CV, and we've been working a lot of time together also in hospital and saw a lot of issues there. And I don't think I have to tell you guys about these issues because everyone knows, right? So fragmented healthcare systems everywhere, it's different. People are not able to see doctors frequently. There is a problem with data. So when you go to one doctor and then you go to another one, both doctors only have their own data and these typical things. And we said, okay, we need to develop a system that at least partially fixes these issues, and started to develop a healthcare platform that was just there exchanging data between hospitals, doctors and patients. And worked quite well. And then we said, okay, we have to bring this to a professional level. And based on that, build Aimedis. And we said, okay, because of the fact that healthcare systems are different in every country, and we don't want to be just focused on one country, we want to be there for people all over the world. We said, okay, we have to build an ecosystem that really combines all relevant e-health applications in one place and does not create barriers because we have too many apps, like one app for diabetes, one app for video chat, one app for prescriptions. That's not good. People will not use it. Hospitals and doctors cannot use it. And thus we said, okay, we build an ecosystem that combines all these things, and started with the ecosystem back in 2020. And due to the fact that we were always in the blockchain sector, always since 2015, and we said, okay, blockchain is a good use case for medicine too, not as a storage for data, but as a transparency layer, basically. So we integrated an enterprise blockchain into the system and added on top a token that we released last year. And started with that. And then the topic was, okay, what is so important about medicine and healthcare? So it's not like having single applications, but the most valuable thing about healthcare is the data, right? So we took care of that. And as you said, I've also been working in the pharmaceutical space for some time, and Ben did too. And the experience showed that it's super difficult to get high quality medical data. And if you have high quality medical data, how do you bring it to someone who's interested in it? When it's difficult to monetize the data, to mainstream the data. And statistics say that up to 30% of all data flowing around are somehow healthcare related. But there's still no way of really handling this data and make people use this data and give people the power to use this data. And so we said, how can we do it? And then decided to build the world's first medical NFT marketplace, because we think that NFTs are one vehicle that really makes it easier and makes it understandable and practical to sell medical data and to transport medical data and to participate everyone involved in the process, including the patient, with NFTs. So that was that step. And then we said, okay, what is the next logical step? The metaverse. And I know this is a lot of these typical buzzwords, blockchain, NFTs, and metaverse, but it really makes sense in healthcare, because we are creating a world, a 3D world based on Unreal Engine. And now that Unreal Engine 5 has been launched, we are instantly going to Unreal Engine 5. So build a AAA game graphics metaverse where we bring together all these players that we already have in the system, the patients, the families, but also the doctors, the therapists, the pharmacies, hospitals, insurers, the industry, everyone involved, to offer them a new service level. People always ask us, okay, you guys want to replace doctors and hospitals? And we say, no, we will not replace doctors and hospitals because it's impossible. So if someone has abdominal pain or someone is really sick, he has to go to a doctor, he has to go to a hospital. There's no discussion about that. But there are so many use cases where you can serve the needs of patients and of also the industry and the healthcare providers by providing such a metaverse. And in the end, it's also about data. So the metaverse also produces and uses a lot of medical data. And yeah, so that's basically what we do. We have this complete medical ecosystem with blockchain tokens, all these e-health apps, metaverse, and data marketplace. And we think that this is the right approach to face the challenges of healthcare in the 21st century. Now that Corona, I mean, it's not gone, it's still ongoing. Corona has shown a lot of weaknesses inside the healthcare spaces and in the different healthcare systems around the world. And we think that we can cope with a lot of these problems with our system.
Absolutely. I think you threw already some gems in there. You're talking about globalizing the data, having access everywhere. So you have a common point where doctors everywhere, if you go on travel on holidays, or you are just going to another country or to a different, even a region from within your country, they can share this data safely, securely, have your medical record, which is at the end of the day is what you need to know. We don't need to start calling, email me the record or faxing or whatever method they use right now. And this is something really important, because then you can translate or give this power to the owner of the data to monetize, right? To do an use of your own data. We have been seeing this in advertising, commercially, but it's rare to use your personal information as a tool to earn some sort of income or some sort of rewards, right? We are doing something similar at DNAVERSE with the DNA, but this is the same. You are moving in a space which is healthcare. I don't know if, I'm just guessing, but finance, insurance, and healthcare, probably those three are one of the three major industries around the world, not only the economic power behind, but it's the massive public, the crowd behind this, that they use these systems, right? Which is mostly everywhere, and that you are providing this solution. It's fantastic. I think people would benefit so much for using a centralized platform with the secure data that you can share. I think this is a fantastic solution. Obviously, it's complex. The adoption, I believe, is what you are, or the business development of the platform. It's to the challenge beside the develop itself, because you need to reach so many parts and you coordinate so many different parties. Okay, we need to integrate this in the same system, which you already offer, but always this resistance to change. It's always the challenge, right? But certainly you are adding so much value to the industry that is astonishing. You mentioned some sort of benefits and values you add. So specifically, what are the real benefit that Aimedis offer to partners and users? I mean, what's the main service that a new patient can use in your metaverse? You say you can attend the doctor. What would you tell to those people out there? Say, okay, this is our system. This is yours. Come into ours. This is what we give you.
One thing I want to mention before I answer the question is very important, is the data security and the anonymity of the patients. So it's not like we extract data from the patients' databases and monetize them. It's, as you say, patients actively opt in and actively decide to monetize their data. So they only share these data with institutions, researchers, etc. on a free level. That's the first thing. So it's never mandatory. People are never forced to share their data. And they always stay anonymous. So we're speaking about depersonalized, anonymous medical and scientific data that is shared with customers, and the people that give this data, that spend the data anonymously, they are rewarded for that. So there's basically a win-win situation for everyone.